It's here. The Golden Retriever of Comedy Tour. It's in here. September 25th at the United Theater in Los Angeles. LA, I know it's downtown. I know no one goes downtown, but I promise you, I'm bringing in a very good show. It's going to be worth your time to go downtown. September 25th, United Theater. Then the next night, the 26th, I'll be at the Moore Theater in Seattle, which I'm very excited about. And then the 27th, Revolution Hall in Portland. Portland, you sold out, so I love you. Thank you for selling that out. Seattle and LA, pick up some tickets. The shows are going to be very fun. DanSoder.com for all dates announced right now on the Golden Retriever of Comedy Tour. Thanks, and I'll see you out there. I watch documentaries now, and that's all I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. But that's why I keep cable channels, because you see shitty ones. Like, everyone will talk about the HBO ones. Mm-hmm. No one talks about the Showtime forgotten ones.
Yeah.
Or Stars.
Because I've been watching all the ones that are on Netflix, and it's the one about like the Travis Scott concert and like
which is good. I heard it was
Poop
good.
Cruise one, which was crazy.
Yeah, the Poop Cruise. They have to go. It's funny watching Netflix do what TLC had to do. Where TLC was like, we're the learning channel. And then they're like, you ever seen 1,000-pound conjoined twins?
Yeah, exactly.
No, and Netflix is like, well, we were doing great documentaries. Yeah. How about a boat filled with shit?
Yeah, exactly.
And then everyone goes, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I will 100% watch that.
Yeah, and it's short enough. They didn't stretch it into some crazy 3-part series.
Okay,
sometimes they do that where it's like, this could have been a 50-minute episode.
Yeah, some of those documentaries feel like lap dances where I go, I feel like you're just going by the time and not by the vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
I need you to like dump your ass on me.
Yeah.
I gotta, there was, you ever been to Montreal?
No.
It's, I don't know if it still is. I don't want to sound like a guy that keeps up with this, but when I drank, their strip clubs are unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, because they're French. There's a French influence. So their strip clubs are like,
oh, sexy.
They try.
Yeah.
American strip clubs a lot of times are like, you want to pound my pussy? And you're like, well, not really. Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the strip clubs here, you can feel the capitalism within.
Yeah. There is no romanticism at an American strip club. It's just like slap meat.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like slap your meat against me.
A French strip club, I would love that.
But here's the thing. It's Montreal. So there is a capitalist feel to it, which means there's a great buffet during the day.
We love that.
An affordable buffet.
An affordable steak at a strip club.
For all the young men watching this, don't listen to Andrew Tate. Don't listen to those alpha males. Simply listen to losers that learned how to get women to rub themselves on them. And by that, I would say, go, if you're like 22 years old, go to a strip club during the day. You don't have the capital for night action.
No.
Go during the day, because lunch breaks, the lunch crew is going to put it on you.
Yeah, they're the ones, they really have to earn. They have to earn every dollar.
They're fighting with like a meatball lunch set out for $9.99.
It's hard to convince somebody for a dance when they have like a plate of Vienna sausage, like meatballs, Swedish meatballs in front of them.
Loaded up on carbs, and you're like,
you say a plate of potatoes.
I'll dry hump you.
Dude, I never went to strip clubs when I was young.
Really?
Ever. I didn't go to the first strip club I ever went to, I did a show in the side room of a strip club in West Palm. It was awful every time.
Strip club shows.
It was terrible. Well, there was a huge glass window on the wall where you could see into the strip club. So I'm up there like, you know when your dad's being funny and there's like for real, like, and it was in Florida, so there's pussy on the other side. They have their pussies out.
They're like dropping it.
Yeah, they're hanging from the rafters, like shaking their, it was like
you're
crazy.
In the splash zone.
Yeah.
Like juices hitting the window and you go like, you ever go on these dating apps?
Yeah, exactly. Because it was years ago. I'm just doing like the worst material. It's like, and it's like an aquarium window.
Yeah.
Or they're just like, if I put my hand up, maybe they'll come up and touch it.
Oh, she sees me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, she's looking at me. Oh, right by.
Yeah.
I did a show at a strip club with Lewis and Dave. It was like they were doing like Legion of Skanks live. This was like it's like 10 years ago in Detroit. And Lewis was like, yeah, you're going to go first. And I just bombed because they didn't tell any. They like kind of promoted it, but then they just shut down the strip club. They shut down the actual strip club. Like the main stage became a comedy show.
I'm sure there's some guys in there who were like, what the fuck?
For me being like, you ever call your grandma with grandma voice?
Yeah.
And they're like, shut the fuck up.
Some guy who jerked himself 90% and then went to the strip club like ready to get it off. And then you're up there just like, hey.
He's putting bullets in the gun in the car. He's like, I'm going to come all over one of them. And then we're up there like, smoking weed's crazy. This fucking guy. But I completely understood why I bombed when I left. Never do a comedy club. Comedy and strip clubs have to be carefully curated. Yeah. It's like having a saltwater tank. You have to spend a lot of time on that shit.
The pH balance has to be just right.
Or you're fucked.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody
Nothing's
dying.
going right.
Yeah, the strippers are mad they're not making money. The comics are bombing.
Yeah.
The audience is so confused they don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, and this show I did was in like the side room, and there was like dinner tables. So this was like the regulars of that club would come in. They would eat like a $45 like strip steak and just watch you. It would be like some old guy with like two young hot chicks next to him, just like eating dinner and like begrudgingly watching you do comedy.
But that's their new kink.
Yeah.
They go, I don't find it funny. I like the humiliation of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love to watch these clowns humiliate themselves. Quick, Barbie, grab a bite of shrimp. You, a noodle. Now watch this sad man talk. I'm fascinated that anyone. I could see why you would think stand up might work at a strip club, but the second you do it, you go, this doesn't work at all.
Yeah,
strip clubs are there for a purpose.
Yeah,
and like I said, American strip clubs very capitalistic, but this Montreal one. So I went with Joe List. We were at Just for Laughs. And we were. This is like 2013, and we were still drinking. And he was like, "Let's go to Super Sex," which is like one of their big ones.
It's called Super Sex.
Yeah,
awesome.
Superman sign out front, and then some titties right under it.
Yeah.
It was pretty great. Yeah. Look up if you can look up. I think it's closed now, but the Super Sex logo. It was very like that's exactly how I want you to make the logo.
Yeah.
But we went at lunch. Because it was lunch and we didn't know where to get lunch. And List was like, List is a wild man.
And this is when List was drinking as well.
Yeah. And List was like, you never gone to a strip club at lunch? It's the fucking best. Woo! And we go in and it was the best. Yeah. There was like baked ziti. There was, that's it.
Honestly. That's amazing.
In
They're
the
like
Superman.
so close to it without like any copyright infringement. They're like, yeah, like let's put Superwoman on it, but don't make it Superwoman. You know what I mean?
Sex, dude. And that you would go up there, and the buffet was great, but the fucking lap dances was like it was one of those things where when strippers are good at their job, people leave being like, we had something.
Yeah,
like there was chemistry.
Yeah,
and I went during the lunch thing, and this woman was just grinding it out for the money. Where I was like, dude, am I gonna have to move to Montreal?
Yeah.
I think I'm in love with this woman. Slightly older, but I could deal with that.
I'm gonna help her with her real estate ventures. Yeah,
I just want to talk to her.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we know the physical is there.
Let's really get to know each other.
Let's really see if this connects.
Yeah, dude. I don't really like strip clubs. Love strippers.
They're great.
Separate entities in my mind.
I love MMA. I'm the opposite of MMA. But I like MMA fighters.
Yeah.
But you really do like strippers in a strip club. It's a different world.
Yeah.
It's probably as obnoxious as comics in comedy clubs.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Just being like, what's up? But it's like stripper names. They're like, what's up, Cheyenne? She's a real bitch. She stole my tips.
There's so much drama going on there at all times. It's great.
But comics, we do that with drama where we're like, yeah, he's a TikTok guy.
Yeah. At the club, you're like, oh, what's up, man? Hey, good to see you, man. Yeah. And then you're like, this fight. He sold out an entire weekend, and he's all he does is do these stupid sketches. Doesn't he? He's been doing stand up 2 years.
As You're putting on your eyelashes in the mirror. I'm putting my little cop suit on. I'm like, yeah, this is fucking.
He's not even like a real comic.
Just imagine comics putting on stripper attire as we talk shit about other comics. It's like a long boot, a long sexy red boot, and I go, yeah, he's just crowd work. It's pretty fucking lame. Do some bits. Awesome. You never went to strip clubs?
No, dude, I didn't. Well, because I went from like young, like I pretty quickly into the age where you can even go. Almost immediately went drug addict.
Yeah.
So, and like when
this is Matt Ross, by the way.
Oh, hey everybody. Yeah.
This is Matt Ross. We slow start, and then I realized people tell me I don't intro people.
Hey guys.
I don't. Matt
It's
Ross.
okay. My name will be in the title.
Yeah. Well, you just looked right down there.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere. Yeah.
And if you're listening, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So you went right into drugs?
I mean, I was a drug addict before I was even 21 years old. So yeah, strip clubs weren't really like, I started like hard drugs probably around like 19 or 20. Damn. So even like I wasn't even really like a big bar guy because by that time.
Why would you be?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would go, but like I don't have a lot of like, we were at the bar one time or went home with this girl. Like I don't have a lot of those.
What was the thing that got you? What turned you into hard drugs? What was the moment were you like? Because I did the normal. Started smoking weed, started drinking.
Yeah.
But then I saw people go into drugs.
Yeah. I was always like, when I was in high school, like a party kind of, but just, it was like smoking weed, and we loved smoking K2. I don't know if you guys remember those days.
Insane.
Well, so I'm
old enough to know that I was old enough that young people were doing it, and I was like, that sounds dangerous.
Dude, it was dangerous. And it felt dangerous, not in a fun way. It felt like you never know what's about to happen. I went to a Catholic school that drug tested like randomly.
This is dangerous.
So then, you don't want to fail a drug test, which I eventually did.
Just being a student?
Yeah.
Was it that good of a school?
It was a pretty good school. It was a private school? Catholic school. Yeah.
So is that common with private schools to drug test?
I don't know. I mean, there were a couple other private schools in the area, and I don't remember them drug testing.
That sucks.
But like, yeah, it did. It sucked. And then I ended up failing one my senior year anyways. But dude, yeah, that stuff was, I mean, it might be as crazy of drug. I mean, you've done them all. Almost all of them. I never smoked crack. I never did meth. I wish I had smoked crack.
Honestly, as someone that lived in Arizona during the real meth boom, like I was there. Like people talk about Williamsburg in the 90s, like seeing the Strokes and shit. Like I was in Tucson when meth was blowing up.
Yeah.
I get it. Like I've been around it where you go like, I don't think I could have done crack because I think crack it just like absorbs you. Yeah. Meth just like fucking sends you. You're just
dude. I mean, you're doing meth and you're high for 3 days.
And you're just like,
yeah.
The body fat index and how shredded they all were.
They're getting great. I mean, it gets you in great shape. You're active all the time.
They'd be coming out of water ravines and shit with six packs.
Yeah.
And you're like, that guy's face is, a monstrosity.
Yeah, it's not good.
Because E-Bombs World was like one of those first places where they show you like, look at this girl get on meth, and by like the 16th mugshot, you're like, oh no. It's just like a jaw. It looks like that old guy that does the sour face where it's like his jaw's above his nose.
Oh yeah. Eventually that's how it gets.
But if you were to say once, crack, do them once and then get off it.
Then it's crack.
You do crack?
Yeah, because that's what everybody says. Everybody says, all the crackheads I know are like, it's the first time is the time where you're like, what, like holy shit, and then it's never that ever again. And even heroin wasn't like that. Like heroin, you go through a phase where you're like you're smoking it, you're snorting it, you're not doing it all the time, but then you move to it, but it's still pretty good, but then you move to IV.
Is that just the tip moment?
Dude, it's not.
Is that where you're like you're just going like it's
the tip
with
moment.
Heroin, you're like and heroin's jacking you off, and you're like, oh, this is crazy, and then heroin's like, just put it in. You go, I don't know if I should put it in.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I don't know if I should put it in, but it's just a little bit.
You do, and you're like, really?
Exactly. Yes, it's insane.
Mike DiStefano on stage would say it was like 100 puppies licking your balls. Like, that was his joke about it.
It's like a warm hug from your mom.
I mean, is it deep? I've done really good. The hardest drug I've ever done is probably like MDMA cut with speed. I'm not a big drug guy.
Yeah.
Weed and alcohol were plenty for me.
Yeah.
But MDMA made me feel this feeling deep in my soul that was like getting light on a houseplant for the first time.
Yeah.
Like I watched the leaves move where I was like, this feels...
You understand the feeling.
Dude, we did Ari did a secret show that night with like a couple comics, and I was still high on MDMA, and I was just apologizing to club kids. I go, it all makes sense. The necklace with the candy on it, the abundance of water.
Yeah.
I see you now.
Yeah.
And
heroin. You do it once and you go, I understand the pasties. I even get that. Not for me, maybe, but I get it. You want your tits out.
I bet neon rocks on that drug.
Yeah.
But heroin was the thing where it was like, I heard how great it was.
Yeah.
But I just also knew.
But there's no upside. Like when you watch somebody do like Molly or ecstasy, whatever, they go, it's amazing. And then you go to the club and like dance and they have a good night. But like heroin, it's like, it's so good that you'll ruin your life for it. It's like, that's a different road.
That kind of is in some stripper pussy.
Say what?
Stripper pussy.
Yeah.
They're like, you'll ruin your life for that. And you go,
but hey, I had a stripper the first stripper I ever had sex with, she threatened to burn my house down, and I still slept with her after that moment. It is like heroin. You're right.
That's incredible. It's like, I'll burn your house down. You go, prove it.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I'll burn your house down. It's I'm gonna get a junkie from the 7-Eleven by your house, probably one of your friends. That's what she said. To steal your dog.
This sounds like...
And burn your house down. It was like a plan. There were steps to it.
I also want to let her loose on Reddit.
That
bitch would tear people up.
Yeah, dude.
Just say that she's going to get a homeless junkie to kidnap your dog and burn your house down, and then to call him your friend.
Yeah.
Might be some of the best trolling I've ever heard in my life.
Not, like, and she just threw it in, too. She's like, probably one of your friends. And it's like, kept going. It's like, all right, I get it. Okay?
Oh, you're so sexy.
Yeah.
Why can I see I can see the just your cleavage enough is making me believe you.
Yeah.
I'm here from the streets of New York to tell you about food. Food you can eat. No, but for real, between busy schedules and summer plans, now that summer's over, really, I'm like, I thought I was going to get more time, but it's still busy. Well, guess what? You got Factor meals. They help me eat smarter with tasty chef-prepared meals with dietitian approved and delivered right to my door. And now, more than 65 weekly meals made for how I live and what I like to eat. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options. You got premium seafood choices, salmon, shrimp, or for the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. That's why 90% of our customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. So get to it. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Soder50off and use code Soder50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's a sick deal. That's code Soder50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus, like I said, free breakfast for a year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys, I talk about therapy all the time. You know, I'm walking around the streets of New York. Pretty obvious. Therapy could benefit a lot of people. And if you feel like you need it, well, then go to BetterHelp. Get a therapist that you can book online. You can also switch therapists. I'm telling you, BetterHelp has everything you need to start therapy in the right way. Just go online, find someone to talk to, book it, and start going. And by the way, BetterHelp, they're the way to go. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse range of experience. Get new ones, old ones, seasoned ones, what do you want? They got them all. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/Soder. That's BetterHelp.com/Soder. BetterHelp, HELP.com/Soder. So how did you get from K2 to heroin?
Well, I mean, so once I graduated high school, I mean, there was a bunch of I went to college to play basketball.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out to like things outside of my control. And then at the time I had started like smoking more weed. I started selling weed. I started dabbling. I had taken like a Xanax here, this and that. And then I had some like fucked up shit happen. And when that all happened, I was kind of already dabbling into drugs. And then one of my friends knew I sold weed. Her grandma died. When they were cleaning out her house, she found a bottle of Percocet. And she was like, "Are these worth anything to you?" Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah." I gave her like a couple grams of bud, and she gave me a bottle of 90 Percocet, which is maybe still to this day the best deal I've ever gotten on drugs.
That's for how many grams?
They were 10 milligrams. I gave her like 2 grams of bud. It was like
less than an eighth.
Yeah,
for 90 Percocets.
I also took her to lunch.
Great.
I took her to Tex-Mex.
Great. Yeah. Couple enchiladas, chicken enchiladas for 90 perks.
It was, and so then I was like selling those, and then I started you start taking those, and it was like, ooh,
Percocets rule.
It was crazy.
The only reason I didn't have a horrible addiction to them was because I was so young. I was 14 and I couldn't get them after that.
Yeah.
But mamma mia,
dude,
I started saving because I had shoulder surgery. And when they had to reset my like shoulder, my humeral head or whatever, and they were like, "We're going to give you Percocet," and I would just take Advil, and then I'd pocket the Percocet, and I just, dude, I grit it out. Just like, I had nights where like my shoulder would be throbbing, and I'd be like, "You fucking pussy,
save it,
and then
save it."
I go to the fucking. Shout out Ryan's house. Just sit on his back porch and eat Percocet and watch the football team practice.
Smoke cigs.
Ooh. 14 years old.
Nothing hits like a cigarette when you're
14 years old and you've been broken up with the summer before your freshman year. And you're still heartbroken about it, dude.
Nothing hurts.
I remember watching like kids at his house and being like, "This feels like this is us." And you're like watching it, you're like fucked up. You're like,
oh no.
We were like on perks and I was like, "Why are we watching this?"
Yeah.
I'll still talking like Casper. I was like, yo, pussy smells like butterscotch.
Yeah.
But I ran out of them.
Yeah.
And I was 14. And I wasn't going to do some crazy shit to get them.
Yeah. And that's how that goes. But like, once I started taking those, and then I start making, druggy friends. And then a guy I knew was doing Roxy's, which like
those are like the predecessor to Oxys.
And I remember
or lower Oxy.
They were so it went from Oxy OCs, which were like super high milligram, supposed to be extended release, but you could just suck the coating off and then snort them and shoot them and all that.
Dude, where's that book?
And then
a Dope Sick. She just straight up walks down how everyone took Oxys, stripped them of their time release, crushed them, and fucking snorted
exactly.
them.
So then I got into drugs after those had already been discontinued because everybody was abusing them, but they still made Roxy's, which my buddies were there, like they would be in my apartment and they'd be like snorting them, and I was like, that seems a little intense. But then once you do enough perks and you realize those are exactly that, except better, you do that, and then you start buying those from that guy, and then eventually that guy starts doing heroin. Like one day I call him to try to get Roxy's, and he goes, "I don't, but I can get you tar." And I was like,
is that what he called it?
Yeah, we called it tar or dark.
Tar or dark?
Yeah, dark was like if you're texting about it, as if like, it's so funny when you're like a 19-year-old being like, "Hey, can I get," like it's like the feds are gonna read my text and be like, "What could he be talking about?"
I can't decipher him.
Yeah,
we need to bring in a code breaker.
Yeah, but
listening to you talk about that, knowing you were 19, makes me feel like such a colossal pussy for how worried I was about getting busted buying weed in Arizona. And you're all like, "Yeah, let me get dark." And I was like, "Hey, got any more caterpillars?" So I can smoke a bowl. Meanwhile, you're like, "Yeah, I'm going after the hard shit."
Yeah. Well, and then like, so, you make that call and it's such an easy sell. Cause at first you go, "I don't really know." And he goes, "It's $50 and it's going to get you higher than $200 of Oxys will." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, let's do that."
That's always the argument for heroin.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful and the cheapest.
Yeah.
That's why that Oxycontin thing of like how everyone's hooked on heroin and opiates now it just led to that.
Right. It's just
you got taken away by the same tide that took away most of America.
Right.
Which is, here's a couple pills. Oh, you feel superhuman and comfortable.
Yeah.
Now there's no more pills, but
Here's
we
the
can help you out.
substitute.
There is
Yeah.
an alternative.
Exactly.
So you
it was
started
that.
doing. So when you started doing heroin, did you start snorting it?
So with tar, you can't. It's kind of hard to snort because it's like it's like tar. Like,
Yeah.
So you can snort it, but you have to like dissolve it in just a little bit of water, and you have to snort the water up your nose. But you can't. You don't want to snort it too far because then it'll just go down into your stomach and you don't absorb. So you have to like half snort it and then like hold it. You know when you get a bloody nose, and you have to like lean forward like that. It's like that. Like you have to. So it's awful.
Horrible.
So it's so much easier to just smoke it off foil, and I love smoking stuff off of foil.
What kind of straw do you use? Don't kill the turtles.
No. So the best thing
I
to
feel
do
like plastic
is
would melt.
Yeah. So the best thing to do is take a Bic pen, empty out a Bic pen, cut it in half.
And Bic
it's
knew what they were doing.
They did, dude. It's so easy to disassemble. And
They
then,
go, Johnson, why did you make that pen like that? He goes, hand it to me. Screws the ink out. He goes, now you can snort heroin. He goes, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my God. I was like finding out when the Apple chargers could do that thing for the cord. Where you like old Apple chargers used to have these latches on it that you could pull.
Oh, yeah,
do the cord. That's what they do with Bic.
Yeah.
They go, you can use it for heroin. You go,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Bic is owned by Purdue Pharma. You're like, who would have thought?
Oh, the Sacker family's got interest in Bic.
Yeah. So that's how you smoke it mostly.
And then, so you were smoking it.
Yeah.
And then who was the one that was like, you should, because Katie hates needles. I'm fine with them, but I would never trust myself.
Yeah, so I actually had a pretty unique experience with that the first time because most people it is you're hanging around other people who are doing it and then eventually they'll do it to you. I
would have to do that.
I'd
go, yep. You do it for me? I feel so helpless.
No, you'd be shocked. There are people who come in, been drug addicts for years who have never shot themselves up.
Is that the heroin equivalent of like, I've smoked weed since I was 15, but I can't roll a joint?
Yes, exactly. It's like, at what point did you not figure, hey, maybe I should learn to do this myself?
I just go, I would absolutely have a thing tied around my arm being like, I need you to help me. It's like when I set up the lights for the podcast with Mike and I go, I helped. And he goes, sure.
You like extend one thing and twist. You're like, there we go. Pretty good.
Look who helped. I would absolutely walk up with a tie around my arm and be like, could you do this for me?
Yes, again, please.
Please, I want to go meet God.
And they're like, oh, fine.
And then I'd be bitchy about it. I go, ow. You can't.
Not so hard.
That's like when I do with joints and someone will roll me a joint. I go, I mean, yeah.
I guess. You can't. You don't
even fucking roll it.
Yeah.
So
I was really high one night. I was living in my parents' house, of course, and I was really high. I had way more than I usually do. Not like I'd stolen money or done something, and I had a lot of heroin, way more than I usually. Usually, it's at a certain point, you almost always have the bare minimum or less.
Yeah.
At this point, I had a lot, and I went into the kitchen to get like a snack, and I was going through the drawers, and my dad gives himself allergy shots. So I just find like a bag in the back of the cabinet of needles. And they're the same, like really skinny, like I forget, like 20 gauge or whatever.
Have you had watched people shoot up?
I had seen people do it and I knew people who did it, but I was just never like, I was still like, I was in denial for I was always like, no, I only do pills and I know what print is on them. So I will always be safe. And then it was like, oh, I only smoke it. I don't shoot it. Like I was very like trying to always be like, no, it's not that bad. Like,
is there an air of superiority when you're snorting and smoking it versus shooting it? Like, do you look down on the people shooting it or do you look at them like they're more extreme?
Yeah, it flip-flops eventually where you go, that's actually
badass.
That's the way to do it.
You go, I don't want to end up like Ronnie over here.
Yeah.
And then by ever you're like, oh, I forgot. He's on a different planet right now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to catch up to Ronnie.
And so I ended up on a blue light forum, like looking up how to shoot up. And I didn't.
The internet.
I didn't do it right the first time. Because I was scared to do it, and I have big veins for the most part, but I was scared to do it somewhere somebody could see. So I kept trying to hit something that I thought was a vein in my foot, but it was just like a tendon.
That's
like
you're just wasting heroin.
Oh, so much. But if you shoot it into your body, it will still absorb it and get you high. But the first time I remember doing it, the guy who I was getting it from, I did it with him in like a garage. And it was, when you do it, it's so overwhelming that it's almost scary, where it's just like, because it's just like once you do it, it's in. There's no, it's like eating an edible.
Yeah.
And it starts coming on and you go, I hope it stops here. I hope it stops here. That's how it is. Floor. Except with an edible, you're not going to die, you know?
Heroin, guess what? That elevator goes up too fast.
I did it and then you immediately like feel like you're going to throw up, which is, then I did throw up. And then after that, just great. I mean, just Clouds wonderful. Parted. Yeah. Just in an empty garage with two other drug addicts that I don't know at all.
In Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma.
That you can't trust.
Yeah.
And you are having just the time of your life.
Nothing is wrong.
What was the first come down like?
I remember the first time I felt like I had like withdrawals. It was awful. I was working at the YMCA and
great. Around children.
Yeah.
A Christian establishment.
Dude.
No, I'm talking about, because I want to hear about this. I'm talking about in the garage in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You go up, you see the earth for what it is. You realize that we're all an organism. You feel happiness for the first time.
I don't know if heroin's quite that that's what universe awareness.
I think I'm projecting mushroom shit on you
are. It's a lot more just like it's a lot more of like a dull darkness of just like nothing really matters.
Just a warmth
kind of thing. Just like a warmth of like everything's okay, but it's not like we're all one. I'm not like me and this guy are the same.
Just like you got your own, it's like a personalized warmth.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like stay away from me. I'm just my little blanket. Yeah.
And then when did you come out of it in the garage?
Well, you kind of stay high for like a while. Like it's not like the way crack's been described to me, where it's like a really quick up and then a pretty quick down. You're high for a while and you can extend it by chain smoking cigarettes, chain smoking Newports will keep the thing going for a little bit. Smoking weed will do it for a little bit, but it's really not like an intense
just not crash.
Calm down. Not really. You feel like a little like your head's a little like wonky, but it's really not. The crash from Xanax, which was my number 2, is way worse for sure.
Yeah, dude, I went to college at a time when it was really fucking popular to eat Xanny bars and drink, which is very dangerous.
Extremely.
And I'll tell you right now, all of those warriors I knew in Tucson all had a moment of like they had to get sober.
Yeah.
Like that's in college right now. You don't understand it, but in like 10 years, give it 10 to 14 years, you're just going to see a lot of people that they were like, well, that bill came.
Yeah.
Like people I knew that were some of the hottest girls and some of the coolest dudes were doing Xannies and they do coke and they like drink and their lives just looked, they lived in like beautiful houses that had tile floors.
Yeah.
And then you see them 12 years later and they go, there was a price to pay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You were accruing debt that entire time. And eventually
you had no idea.
They come to collect. Yeah. I was at a coffee shop before I came here and I was talking to the barista who's like 21 or 22. And I somehow me being sober came up and she asked me about rehab or whatever. She's like, I don't know anybody who's done that. And I was like, you will.
Oh my God.
You
go, this is the best part of your life.
Yeah.
You don't need to know anybody.
It's coming. Trust me.
Everybody in your 40s.
Yeah.
You reach 40s and everybody's out. It's like dodgeball, where like drug use is like dodgeball, where you're like, everyone's in your 20s, and then people start getting eliminated, and then people start catching it and throwing it back, and then you're like down to like 2 people, and you're like, and like that is the last of it. It starts with drugs, and then people get sober, and then the booze.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot of people that I know who were drug addicts, and then they kind of get it together a little bit, and then they just become alcoholics.
Shout out.
Yeah,
that's
the route.
It's the final boss.
You can because you can push alcohol for a lot longer than you can other stuff for sure.
Alcohol is when you're playing a video game and you play that first level and it's like very fun and you beat it and then you go on through the game, and then at the final level is that, but it's like the upside down version where it's like very hard. You go, this is scary. I don't like this at all. That's what booze inevitably
I thought I was making the good choice here.
Fuck. This
God.
level. I used to just fucking button mash through this shit. Now it takes everything you learned in those other levels to beat this level.
I hope you were paying attention the entire time. You're going to have to use all your skills.
Better not jam through those cutscenes. You're going to need a lot of that info.
You're going to need to know the storyline.
But it is. Where was the moment where you started? Like you were talking about, you were at YMCA.
Oh, that was I came home one day after work, and I remember being miserable. I had tried to have like drugs delivered to me that day while I was at work because I didn't have a car at the time, and that fell through. And then I got home, and I remember like my family was there having dinner, like my sisters who didn't live there were there, and I just remember being in like my stupid purple polo that the YMCA made me wear, and going into my room and shutting the door and laying on the ground. My door didn't lock, with my feet up against it, and just like your stomach feels like it's turning inside out, and you start getting the cold sweats, and it was just like,
and then you have to go do
the crazy
is that the only thing that relieves it?
I mean, if you push through, you'll get through it, you'll detox, but like and detoxing from heroin won't like kill you or anything. You just get sick and you like shit yourself and throw up, and then but as sick as you can get, heroin alleviates it immediately. You go from like the worst flu you've ever had to like totally fine in like 30 seconds. It's crazy.
Have you ever drank with a hangover?
Yeah, it's kind of like hair of the dog, except it's way more effective.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's what it sounds like an instant fix.
Yeah.
Because hair of the dog, what it is you're still hurting, then you drink that beer and you go like, I feel a little better.
Yeah.
And then you have that second beer and you're like, where's the third beer at?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're fine. But heroin, it's like one and you're like...
It's instant.
Are there people that do heroin get sick? Is that where the addiction happens? Is where they're just getting sick all the time, so they do it just to stay like even keel?
I mean, that's a part of it, I guess.
Are you still trying to get high?
Yeah, there does come a point where you're not really that high.
That
sucks. That's the place you get to where you go, fuck, I got it. That's where I mean, on top of just like the consequences and like relationships that are ruined and like the shittiness of my life and just like the way that I felt, when you're like shooting heroin and you like shoot an entire syringe full of heroin and you're not high, you're just not sick. You go, fuck. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is the ultimate example.
Yeah.
And addictions, no matter what you're addicted to, it all becomes like that. Like you like sex addicts get to a point where they're like, and then I had to have my head set on fire while I was getting pegged in order just to get an erection. And you're like, holy fuck.
No.
But like booze, I remember drinking just to feel normal.
Yeah.
Just being like, by the end of it, it was like I was drinking every night. So I would wake up and then I would go like, well, I'll have a couple.
Yeah.
My weed use gets out of control sometimes where I'm like, I'm just smoking to stay normal. And then you quit and you go like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because then when you quit, did you tell your parents?
Yeah. So, there was a whole thing that happened that got me to rehab. I had to go willingly. Like it's really hard to court order somebody to rehab without like a pretty severe crime or something like that being done. But like I had a thing where like my buddy's dad had passed away and I was supposed to go to the funeral, but I got high earlier that day. And then when I was getting ready for the funeral, my parents showed up and they knew I was high, so they went into my car and they found like my syringes and my my dope, and then they found a TV that I was gonna pawn. And then my girlfriend took all of our cash because I was selling weed at the time too. So my girlfriend, who was not very with me, she was totally against me doing drugs. She took all of our cash. My mom had access to my bank account, took like the couple $100 I had in there out.
Were you getting caught doing heroin?
Yeah.
So you were getting caught by your parents, by your girlfriend?
By my parents, by my girlfriend.
And your girlfriend wasn't like doing it either?
We were like smoking weed and like take a Xanax she would take a Xanax every once in a while. I took Xanax like every day.
Yeah.
But
like
everything,
Flintstones.
dude, everything was a secret. Which made
was that scarier?
Oh, dude, it made it so much worse because it's just.
So the feeling of being drunk and trying not to get caught. I know that very well.
Yeah.
That like kind of like, this is what you're talking about. And you just got a breath minute.
Yeah.
And you're like, you guys are being fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What is it like on heroin? Are you like, I'm sober.
Yeah, you
And they're
literally
like, you're
like,
fucking on heroin.
yeah, you're like trying to convince somebody you're sober while you're like,
Yeah.
and then they're like, Matt, you're like, I'm not asleep. Like that
That
my
was
big one.
Artie Lang came on the bonfire one time, and he was still really fucked up on heroin, and he was like, "I'm fine."
Yeah,
And he goes, "I was thinking about." He was very good at playing it off. I mean, Artie's a genius.
yeah,
Like watching him comedically, he was like so quick that leads to him being great at being on heroin.
Yeah.
When he was able to go
Weird.
like, "Oh no, I was thinking about something." You go, "Oh, I thought you were nodding."
yeah. That's it. Yeah,
Is that what it is? The nod? I'm going to ask questions because I'm stupid about this, but is it like a little nap?
yeah.
Like the best nap ever?
Oh, it's I love to this day if I can catch a little sober nod, like if I'm that tired and I'm on the couch like that, I still there's something
got it.
there's something like there's something
Still
like
got that
romantic about like feeling like, or like on the plane I had like a 6 a.m. flight here, and there was a moment where I woke myself up because my head fell down and I was like, that felt kind of good. It was like a little treat, you know.
You know what, old friend?
Yeah, it really is. You're just like you're just falling asleep.
Yeah. That's how I felt when one time, one of like the last times I was on Opie and Anthony, when it was Opie and Anthony, I had the flu, and they gave me this like cayenne shooter thing,
And it burned.
and I didn't like it, but I had just quit drinking, so I was still really good at throwing up when I needed to, like telling myself to throw up when I could do it, and I did it, and I went like, "Bah!" And I was like, and I came out of the stall being like, still got it, still got that fastball.
Yep.
Even though it had been 6 months since I stopped drinking, I was like, I can still throw when something's in my stomach and I need it out, because I used to be able to clear room to drink more.
Yeah,
When I was like feeling like too full or like a little drunk, I'd go like, "Whoa," and I'd be like, let's just keep going.
Puke and rally, man.
Oh,
I mean,
my
that's
God.
it's so funny that like puke and rally is a thing that I remember like young, like being young and doing, and it's like a funny thing of like, oh, I'm gonna puke and rally, and then it does turn into like where you're like,
Brother, this is a
there's
necessity.
seriously not enough room, and I have to have more.
And it starts getting real dark with drinking and puking and rally, where you like start to worry about the enamel on your teeth.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it where you go like, "Ugh," and you go,
Yeah,
like rubbing a thing on it. You go,
Oh,
this keeps the enamel on it. But, sorry, I want to go do more shots with Michael Che upstairs. Downstairs at Playwrights. That was the last time I did that. We were drinking Guinness, doing shots, and I was like blackout from earlier, and I just went downstairs, threw up. Felt fine, drank water out of the sink, came back upstairs and was like, and did a double right when I walked up.
Dude,
and you're like,
Guinness and shots. What a thick
meal.
I mean, yeah,
It's a
it really
meal.
is.
It's a full
what
meal.
What a thick puke you had.
Ooh.
That's awful.
it was like
dude.
a
That's
whole
awful.
loaf of bread. Then I was, then I was back up there like,
Comes out whole.
I was like, look at my abs.
Yeah.
But it was,
Yeah.
dude. So it got to the point where you were hiding it from girlfriend, parents.
Yeah.
How did your girlfriend catch you?
She would catch me all the time. Getting
you just
stuff.
be like, hi?
Yeah, you get fucked up. You get stuff. Like I would have like people drop drugs at the house, and she'd see me like go out, or she'd hear the door, or, like try to do it while she was asleep. Or one thing I did, and it was so stupid. When you have these moments of clarity when you're sober, you're like, because like for the last like probably year and a half, I really wanted to be sober and like get my shit together, but I just like couldn't do it.
That's good. That means it's coming.
Yeah,
When you
and
start feeling that is your subconscious telling your conscious, like, I'm coming.
Right.
We need to knock this shit off. And I think everybody with a substance, if you like feel that while you're using substances, it is good to listen to that voice, because you
100%.
go, all right, my body's telling me to knock this shit off.
Exactly. And so I would have these moments of clarity and sobriety where I would do like really drastic things to try to prove that I was being good. And one of the things that I did, because I would lock myself in the bathroom all the time, in a moment of clarity, I was like, I took the bathroom door off of the hinges.
And you went, how can I lock myself in?
And I went, see, babe, I'm being transparent. I'm being vulnerable. You'll never know. And
the most heroin thing in the world is just a random door leaning on a wall.
Yeah.
You go, well, you do heroin.
Yeah,
if I walked into your apartment and I saw a door off the hinges on the thing, I go, what do you guys do, heroin here?
You got an extra door?
Why is this the door?
No, that belongs to the bathroom.
That's so there's no secrecy.
Yeah,
okay, but
yeah.
I got to take a dump at your place now.
Yeah, exactly.
Just on the pot, like, hey.
Yeah, so then, and then it's like 2 days later, I'm like, fuck. Like, because I want to be locked myself in the bathroom.
Do heroin.
Yeah, I need to do heroin in the bathroom now.
Can I just ask you, as a former cigarette smoker, when you would do heroin in the bathroom, would you light up a cigarette in there?
Dude, we smoked cigs in our house all the time. It was such a sweet treat.
I know it's gross.
It's so
and I know
gross.
people are gonna have their comments about it.
I know.
But smoking inside is a goddamn pleasure.
It really is.
It just to watch the smoke dance up from the cigarette. And yeah, I'm turning the ceiling yellow. Who gives a shit? I'm turning me yellow.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
It was so
So
nice.
you would do heroin in the bathroom and light a cigarette?
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
That was like when I was
so
hungover
good.
and I'd do naked dumps smoking cigarettes. Or I'd just dump the mulch out of me. And then I'd be like, shitting. Dude, my old roommate was like, the smell is so. And I was like, I'm sorry.
What a crazy thing to do to your roommate.
That was wild.
Yeah, because in Oklahoma we get, I'm in Texas now. We don't really get like a winter, and then I lived in Florida for like we got like a pretty proper winter. So it's like you're fucked up, and you want a cigarette. Go out, and especially if you're high, going in too intensive an environment will kill your high. Yeah. You can't, like, you're cozy, you're comfy, you're halfway asleep. Yeah, keep that warmth inside of you.
Also, the second the lighter hits the cigarette inside, you go, it's gonna smell no matter what.
yeah.
So I might as well just.
And we also we would just like roast like Swisher blunts like all day long in the house. Like
that's where the age comes in.
A cigarette really doesn't do much. Yeah, because now everybody uses like backwoods and all these like whatever.
Do fancy ones, just thumbing a fat Swisher that costs 79 cents.
Yeah,
dumping its guts, and then having the one friend that you found out was good at eating pussy because they were good at rolling blunts. Or
Why does he always have
a hot girlfriend? Whoa, shit.
I still to this day love rolling joints and rolling blunts whenever somebody will let me
on the
do
road.
it.
You're gonna have to teach me how to roll a joint.
I would love to, dude. I'm still so good at it. It's crazy.
We'll have Pimp come back on the road with us.
Yeah, do a little tutorial.
I learned because I miss cigarettes. So when someone rolls a blunt, you're getting tobacco.
Yeah, you get a little treat. That's
like Sherrod Small will smoke spliffs with like tobacco in it at the cellar, and I'll be like, "Oh, you smoking a spliff?"
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm just there for the tobacco.
I don't know if I've ever met anybody who vocally misses cigarettes as much as you do.
I miss it a lot. I think I smoke so much weed because I miss cigarettes.
Really?
I miss smoking, dude.
Yeah.
Drinking was fine. Drinking was great because of smoking.
Yeah. That's wow. For me, smoking was great because of drugs or drinking.
I was all there for the smoke. I was always there for the smoking. You would having a beer and a shot, and then, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette, and then you go outside and you're like a little drunk. You're like looking around, and then you like light your cigarette. You have a purpose. You're accomplishing a goal in front of people, and you're also cool as fuck. You're standing there looking cool as fuck. The way Katie and I talk about it, it's like that we went to conversion camp for gays. Yeah. And we talk about gay sex with each other. Yeah. I'm telling you, the world gets bad enough, I'm gonna start butt fucking dudes.
Yeah, it's like those there's these reality shows where like Mormon wives have these husbands. Yeah. Have you seen there's like clips of it of the guy being like, I do have same-sex attraction, but I'm not, acting on, and it's like, but they'll have those conversations where it's like, well, if I was going to do this, I would
probably suck off Raphael at the grocery store.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's Katie and I do that with cigarettes. When I got to meet, we have this rule, right? Katie and I have a rule. It's kind of a made up rule, but it's still rules. It's a rule that rules. But we said the second that American military troops, boots on the ground in a foreign conflict, we're starting to smoke cigarettes again.
Really?
Yeah. Because if we're gonna start getting into a nuke off, I'm not gonna not smoke.
Yeah.
And get nuked. I'm gonna fucking smoke.
See, I have a similar, but it's like way more drastic. It's like if there became like it was like apocalyptic times.
That's basically what we're hitting.
It's like gonna end. I'm like, I'll probably if there's a chance that we're probably gonna make it out of it, I'm good. But like if it's like Walking Dead level apocalypse, first off, I'm not gonna be the guy with a baseball bat with barbed wire on it. That's just like I'm out.
I will be easy to kill.
Yeah,
I will be drunk. I will be very easy to kill.
I'll be asleep.
I will trade you supplies for booze will be who I will be.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be like, what about that bottle of whiskey in your back pocket?
Yeah.
You go, do you have it or not, old man? I go, I do for that sweet bottle.
For that sweet, sweet nectar.
With cigarettes, you can do that and come back from it.
Yeah,
you can start smoking and then you can quit again. But when I got to meet Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, he's like my favorite musician of all time. I mean, I'm wearing the merch, but he had a pack of Marlboro Lights, just chilling in the front. And Katie and I were hanging out, and I just looked at her and I went. It was right when we bombed Iran, and I went like, boots on the ground? And Katie checked her phone like she was my fucking press secretary. She goes, no boots on the ground. And I was like, son of a bitch.
I want to smoke one of his cigarettes.
I know. And then he took one out and smoked, and I was like, fuck. I want it so bad. Smoking inside and just smoking in general. And then like, I do this thing now, like, you know how, I don't know if it's the same in Oklahoma. New York City doesn't get snow anymore. Like our winters, there's just no snow.
We get like ice and sleet and shit.
Yeah.
Same with Texas. We don't really get like snow.
But New York used to get fat, fluffy fucking snow. It used to get like blizzard snow. And now we get like maybe one a year or two a year, but we get a shit ton of rain. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I see like a rainstorm in like January, I always like will say to Katie or whoever I'm with, I'm like, yo, this should be snow. Like this should be snowing. It should be snowing like a motherfucker right now. And it said it's pouring rain. But that's what I do when I see people vaping. I go, you should be smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, what the
you should
fuck
be outside ripping a fucking butt.
Dude, the vaping thing, I do think cigarettes are back now, though. As far
Young
as
kids
coolness,
think they're cool.
Dude, because there was a moment where everybody went to vape. Some people are still vaping. I've been staying in Bushwick, and there's just like not a normal person there at all.
Well,
it's all just like young, cool weirdos.
Well,
like
if
it's
they were normal,
so bizarre.
You would realize they're just rich kids from like Connecticut or Rhode Island.
Yeah, and they're just all like dressed weird with like no eyebrow. I don't know what's going on.
The
there.
eyebrow thing sucks.
It's crazy.
I hated it when I was a young
like
kid in Terminator 1 when Arnold lost his eyebrows in Terminator 1.
Yeah.
Hated it. I don't want to see hot girls.
I don't, but I've seen a lot of these hot young bleached eyebrows, tattoos,
That's your
like
style,
weird shit. Yeah, it is. Listen,
just being friends with Matt. Being friends with Matt. He's listening. I go, you like this shit?
Yeah, I might talk shit about how many of them are around in Bushwick, but I like it.
Oh, you're overwhelmed. You're overstimulated.
I'm in enemy lines, and I love it. I'm a double agent right now for sure. Yeah,
all the gauges and piercings.
Yes, but they're all walking around young, hot, smoking cigs, and I'm like, cigs are back.
They're back, baby.
Yeah, I think they've made a comeback.
They're back. I would like to come back. I would really enjoy it. But then sometimes I hang out with my friends that still smoke, and there is this one thing that happens that makes me immediately go like, nah, I'm glad I'm done, is they will wheeze while breathing normally. Ooh. Like they'll be talking and they'll be like you'll hear it, that like, and you go, fuck that, dude. I remember that.
Sometimes
I remember my throat always hurting, my chest always hurting.
Well, dude, like when I go to any green room, it's shocking how many green rooms you can smoke in Austin. It's like so weird. I don't know what the deal is there.
That's them trying to be Texas.
It really is. And I'll be in one, like if I'm in one for an hour, I feel bad. I've woken up with like a sore throat the next day just from being in a green room like that.
There's nothing worse than seeing someone smoke a cigarette and not really smoke a cigarette.
I watched somebody.
It should be a felony.
In where they hold it and I watched somebody do that to a joint,
and then I
watched him do it to a joint, and I'm not even like I love weed, but I just can't do it.
Sure.
And she was sharing it with somebody else, and I was like, let him have the rest of it. You're not even inhaling it.
You're not even here for it.
Yeah.
It's like eating a meal and you're just pushing your food around your plate.
Exactly, like a kid being like, no, Mom, I ate some.
Can I tell you right now, my grandmother, right before she died, was like, it was real bad. This is when she's probably like 95, 96. Katie and I went to visit her, and we drove from San Francisco. It was a long-ass drive. And we get there at night. My grandma's like, "No, I have food for you. I cooked it." And Katie was like, looked at me like, "We're not actually going to do this." She gave us food that was hours old on a plate. If anybody wants to know, Katie Nolan is elite at pushing her food around so it looks done. I was trying to do it, and I looked over, and I was like, it was like you were in class taking a test. I was like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
I was like, how did you do all
Already
that?
done.
How'd you do that? My grandma was like, well, Katie loved hers. And picked it up. I was like, I actually took bites.
Yeah.
She didn't take a
You
bite.
want to rat on her? So
Yeah, I wanted to rat on Katie.
She didn't even eat any.
Because my grandma was like, well, Katie loved hers.
No.
But it was brilliant. She like flattened it and pushed it out and like spread it even, but then made wide pockets of white on the plate so it looked.
What a skill you don't think you need until you need it.
I fell more in love with her that day.
Until
I said, way to get out of that.
A skill you don't know until you're trying not to,
Eat your grandma's slop that she cooked 4 hours before. But she couldn't even cook. She shouldn't have been living by herself. She had expired food. But like, by the way, not even less than a year later, she was in a home.
Yeah.
And we went through her stuff, and it was all expired food.
Yeah.
So she was giving us expired food.
Well, to be fair, like my mom totally wits about her entirely. She's like 65. She does yoga like 3 times a week. Like she's like doing well. She'll send me home when I go to OKC with a bag of food. I'll get back. It's like Zatarans from like that's expired in 2019. I'm like, what are you doing?
Why are you giving me that?
You have a trash can. Like you don't need like.
Can you slap it the fuck together?
Yeah.
How did you get ultimately caught? Was it your girlfriend, parents? So it's that moment with the TV?
So it was the moment where I was supposed to be going to the funeral. They found all my stuff. So basically, I had gotten high. This was the moment, like we were talking about, where like getting high didn't get me high.
Yeah, kept
so
you regular.
I knew I needed more later, and they took it, and they destroyed everything. They took the TV that I was going to pawn. They took the money. I had nothing. So I just start losing it.
Raging.
I mean, like true, like tantrum rage. Like at one point, I stomped my foot so hard into the ground, like a child, like stomping my foot, that I actually like gave myself like a bone bruise. So like when I got to rehab a couple weeks later, I was like still like not walking right, because I had just like so angrily in the midst of all of that. This is like hours. Like at one point they left and went to the funeral and came back, and I'm still like freaking out.
What were you doing when they were at the funeral? Just smoking cigarettes, looking for like,
just kind of
backup
stomping
heroin?
around. Yeah.
Did you do the thing where you tear your room apart looking for the backup?
Oh yeah. And then even there was like a time where I was on Suboxone, and my girlfriend would watch me take it, but then whenever I would try to dry my mouth out before, because it's like little, like they're like Listerine strips.
Got it.
So then I would try to dry my mouth out before, put it in, have her see it, and then scrape it out and scrape it on the bottom of a shelf, so that if I was ever sick, I could get it off. And I was looking for that, and it was gone. Like, I mean,
wait, really? So
yeah.
you had it where like you would just get
it was
on
like that, yeah, like this. Like you'd put gum on the bottom of something. I would wait for her, and then I would try to get it out.
You look back, I got all these Suboxone things, and you go, oh my God, Dan. And I was like, I don't want to tell you guys. I don't want to tell you that under this Arizona hat.
Suboxones and flat brim hats do go pretty well together, by the way.
But you got to keep the sticker on it.
Yeah. So then, but eventually they came back. I'm still raging. At one point, I threatened to kill myself in like a pretty detailed way. I said I would wrap a belt around my neck, and then I also threatened to kill my mom.
That's the one probably where they go, hey.
They go, come, you, all right. But but then
hey.
once
then
you
have that moment where they go, come on.
Hey, Matt, that's it.
Matthew. Dude, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it literally, Mom. I just want my heroin.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me my heroin?
I just don't get why you won't give me
You're being a real bitch right now, and I could really use some heroin.
The private school in me comes out.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are really being unreasonable right now.
Hey, you guys, I'm trying to use my words.
Yeah.
I've stomped my foot into a bone bruise.
Yeah. But when you threaten to kill yourself, it's called the Baker Act in Oklahoma, but like 5150.
5150, yeah.
I actually had just started really calming down. I remember I was sitting on my bed, and I was like calming down, like the realization that I just wasn't going to get drugs happen. And then I heard like the heavy boots and the belts walking through my house.
the radio talk?
Yeah. And I said out loud, I was like, if the police are here, I'm going to run. And I heard a voice from the other room go, where are you going to go? And it was a cop. Because I'm in.
Were you saying that in your room?
Yeah.
If the cops are here, I'm going to run. And he goes,
I swear to God, if the cops are here, I'm going to freak out.
And he goes, this could get fun. Hey, buddy. Hey, Buttercup, where you going to run?
Yeah.
He goes, I'll fucking chase you down in these goddamn boots.
Uh-huh.
So you just submit?
Yeah, I mean, immediately. They were like, what's going on? And I remember I was like, I'm addicted to heroin, and they took all my stuff. And they were just like, all right, well, you're gonna have to come with us. You said some stuff. They're worried about you. you know, and then they took me out. I was handcuffed in the back of a police car. It was crazy. Like it was.
And then they took you to rehab?
They took me to a hospital,
okay,
where they do an assessment. Then they took me to a psych ward on the south side of Oklahoma City, which was not a good place.
Yeah.
I was there for 24 hours. And then I got out, and then, you know, I'm like, I'm never going to do that again. I'm sorry. My girlfriend picks me up. I'm sorry, babe. You know, you do the whole thing. And the crazy thing is, like, I meant it. I mean, I was like, this is the worst, like, consequence that I had. I had narrowly escaped many arrests and all sorts of stuff. It was crazy. But then I was like, I'm done. And then, like, the next day, I was high.
That's what people don't understand about addictions. You can have the right intentions. Every time you could be like, I really do want to quit.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker shows up just goes like, quick one. And you go, quick one. And then what's crazy is, I don't know if, like, obviously much different heroin than alcohol, but when I would quit alcohol and then when I would quit drinking and then I'd get drunk again, it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
I'd get drunk and immediately go like,
the fun gets ruined.
Why
eventually.
did I do this?
By the time you're getting drunk again, or getting high again, like, the fun has been over for a long time. That's how it was. So then, like, the next day, when I ended up, like, getting high, I was like, fuck. Like, and then, like, a couple days later, my mom was like, would you go somewhere if we sent you? And I was like, yeah, 100%.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
That's great. How long has it been?
October will be 9 years.
Fucking awesome, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Weird. It's been a long time.
Yeah. And when did you start doing stand-up?
Like 6 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking...
So I started while I was sober, living in Florida.
Smart way to go. Yeah, because we met in South Beach.
Or
Dania Beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like... So you moved to Florida after you got sober?
I went to rehab.
That's usually on drugs.
Yeah. Well, there's an insanely large rehab community in Florida. That's the
unfortunate part of America.
Yeah.
Is that you realize the addiction is there to serve the other thing they have.
Precisely. So, I mean, there's a ton. I went to a rehab in Texas in South Padre Island, which is actually very funny because the only time I'd been there before was for spring break. Yeah, just getting like,
I mean, that is
destroyed.
That's so funny. All of our best rehabs are in like spring break cities.
Yeah,
where you're like, come to Lake Havasu to clean up.
Yeah, because then they sent me from there to West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah,
it was like, so and then that's how I ended up in Florida, and then I just lived there for.
I would imagine a lot of beautiful women in the rehabs in Florida.
It does. I can tell you this: when you're in rehab long enough, you don't give a shit how beautiful they are.
Yeah,
everybody's beautiful. That nurse that checks you in at first, that you're like not even looking at, 30 days in, you're like, damn, Megan's looking good.
Yeah,
Nurse Megan is thick as hell. She's obese. Yeah. She's thick as hell.
The doctor says I'm gonna have a heart attack if I keep eating KFC this way.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing later, Nurse Megan? She goes,
you're squirrely.
Yeah,
you're crazy.
Yeah,
my husband's a CO.
At one point when I was in rehab, they took us out to get a haircut, and there were magazines there, and I stole like a picture of a girl at the beach and ripped it out, and that's how. And then the other dudes are like, I heard you got that shit. It's like being in
drug addict behavior seeps into fucking pornography.
Yeah, you're like,
dude, I heard you got a Fredericks of Hollywood.
Yeah,
please, I'm looking to boot.
Well, you just got a pack of Reds, so.
So let's trade off.
I bet there's something we can do.
Smoking in rehab's got to be.
Well, that was the thing with me. Like I said earlier, drugs were smoking was an accessory for me. So when I was sober, smoking the nicotine would just give me crippling anxiety and make me feel sick. So
you want to get me to rehab? Just tell me I can smoke.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm an anomaly in that way. There are people who start smoking in rehab because you just want a thing.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
My buddy got out of rehab. He was smoking, and I was like, dude,
yeah. I get it. Let him have a thing. I do the pouches and shit like now, like I do all that. Like you got to have a thing.
You got to have a thing.
It's dangerous not to have a thing.
You're in a ride.
Dalia didn't have a thing. And then we all found out what his thing was.
In 2 documentaries. Two well done YouTube documentaries.
Exactly.
And you find out, it's always, whenever someone's like, I never drank alcohol or I never did this, I'm always like, what fucked up thing? There's every human being has a shadow. What is your shadow?
Yeah.
If you're trying to hide your shadow, it's probably much bigger than my shadow.
Precisely.
I'm like, look at my shadow. It's right here.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
You just got to know it.
Yeah.
I never trust people who are like, I just never.
Yeah.
It's never been my thing.
Yeah, it's like
there are people. Listen. I'm not saying there aren't people like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying they are a giant rarity.
Yeah.
Because whenever usually someone goes, don't even touch the stuff, and then they're like, but little boys' underwear.
yeah.
I love to have casseroles of little boys' underwear.
Casseroles of little.
Num 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 num. Especially if they're stained with shit. Num,
Yeah,
num, num,
no.
Num 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 num. It gives it a real. I mean, I
Just the
hepatitis
underwear.
Just the
Not the
undies.
boys.
I don't want their cum. That's like the snorting pedophiles. They have their thing where they go, I'm not gross. I'm not gonna fuck the kids. I just want their little shoes.
Yes, exactly.
And then they go, all right, I get it.
Okay, I understand the
first
cum and the
boy-
undies.
Yeah, man. Everybody, all humans have that wiring. And I think the thing with addictions is a lot of times you feel like you're the only one, you're a failure. No
Yeah.
one else is like this. Everyone else is like this.
Everybody's got
Everybody's
their
like
deal.
it. And the best thing you can do for your life is figure that out. Because if you figure that out,
I'm actually happy that mine was such a glaring thing,
Dude.
because I'm honestly, and both of us are just like lucky to be alive
Yeah.
at a certain point.
I mean, you more than me.
Especially
You
with
fucking
heroin.
rode
Like
the-
I know a lot of people who die.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I mean, having gotten on the other side, it's like, I'm glad it wasn't like a thing, like I'm like in my late 40s and I go, oh, this is the thing that's been
But you know
really
what?
The
The great part about life is even if you are in your late 40s, you can figure it out that late.
Yes,
And then you
exactly.
can have an incredible 50s.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people don't realize you can be in your 50s and have an incredible 60s. You can be in your 60s. If you get to 70, keep banging, dog.
if you get to 70, you still have your thing. Keep going,
Keep
dude.
banging, dog.
Dude, if you're a 70-year-old heroin addict,
ding,
like
dog.
that's awesome.
You are the Lou Gehrig of heroin. You're Cal Ripken Jr. of heroin.
Because I used to work at a rehab and there was an older adults unit and they never got better. Like almost never. 'Cause
Old dog
they're
new tricks, dude.
It's
Why?
like their family just made them go, and
Listen.
it's like their 60-year-old kids made the
I'll give
it's
you the
crazy.
rule right now. If you hit 70,
Yeah.
keep going.
100%.
And if you were sober and you hit 70, come back.
Hey,
Guys,
it depends how healthy you are at
let's live it.
70. I'm looking at more 75 for myself.
That would be nice. I think Katie
Yeah.
and I agreed on 70.
That's good. For
70's
cigarettes, that's fine.
Absolutely cigarettes.
Yeah, 100%.
Booze, I can maybe push it. If you give me smokes, I'll give you an extra 5 years before I'm back on the booze.
Yeah, yeah. See, well, that
My mouth will water
You start yeah, exactly. That's what because people ask me all the time when they know I was like a heroin addict. They're like, "But you don't like drink or do anything," and I'm like, "It's only a matter of time."
It's baby.
If I start dabbling in
Oh my
there,
God, dude.
I eventually want that sweet warmth.
Shh, dude, Katie will get it. We'll be at a place and I'll be like, it's getting me. And she'll be like, we got to leave? I'm like, we got to leave.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll just be at a bar and I'll be like, I'm about to, I could just,
Yeah.
you start like tasting it. You're like, room temperature Jameson?
Oh,
Backed by a cold Budweiser?
Yeah.
In a bottle?
Yeah.
It's sweating? And then you're like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I went to a place with, I was in Cleveland and I was trying to get, after Hilarities, I was trying to get a late night bite to eat, and I was with Ramon Rivas, who's from there, and he took me to this like really cool out of the way spot, and the bartenders are also the cooks, and they were busy, and we were just like sitting at the bar for so long that I was like, let's go get McDonald's. Like
Yeah.
that's healthier for me at this point. 'Cause
Yeah.
I want to drink very
Yeah.
fucking bad right now. But the thing that always helps me out is when you realize everyone, like when I talk to you about that, I'm like, oh, I don't, like you think you have a problem, and you talk to people that have problems, and you go like, all right, it's all relevant.
Well, yeah, it's all
like-
it's all because like I even
Not relevant,
when I first got sober and like was in rehab, I'm hearing the craziest shit. And I was just like, maybe I don't even have a problem. I having just been an IV heroin user for
Yeah.
like 2 years was like, maybe I don't have a problem. It's
That's
like
really
crazy.
funny. You go,
There's
this guy robbed
always-
a bank.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I didn't even do anything. So what? I threatened to kill my mom. I was I was just having a bad day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You've never done that.
Yeah, like you guys haven't done
You've
that.
never done that. Yeah, I my favorite story ever was my aunt who passed away, but my aunt was a big drug user when she was a teenager and then into her adult life. And then she got sober later, but she took acid in her room. This is in like the late 60s.
The best time to do acid, I bet.
And she did in San Francisco or in the Bay Area.
Awesome.
And she did like a lot of acid and didn't tell my grandma, and then went out in the living room and watched TV with my grandma. And then she was like, my grandma was like conservative. She's like, she's from Oklahoma. She's from Muskogee.
Oh.
She's like looking at my grandma and she's like, there's snakes in your hair. My grandma had white. My grandma had the stereotypical cotton-headed, like puffy, like white grandma hair. And my aunt, when she was telling me the story, she was like, motherfucking snakes were just like back into her hair. And she's like, oh, you got snakes in your hair. And my grandma was like, what, Karen? And she's like, you got fucking snakes in your hair. And then she took my aunt to a mental institution. She was like, yo, you're mentally insane. Because it sounded like she was crazy.
I mean, of course.
And she was conservative. She didn't know about LSD and Ken Kesey and fucking, like by then it was like hitting teenagers. Like teenagers were doing acid. But my grandmother had my aunt committed for like 3 days. And I asked my aunt, I was like, how was that? And she goes, first day ruled. Because I was still on acid. Mm-hmm. So you're in a fucking ward. And people are like, the aliens took me. And my aunt was like, yeah.
They might have.
Yeah. And then by the third day, she's like, man, y'all are fucking crazy. Yeah. And she had to call my grandma and go, I was on drugs. Please come get me. And like my grandma had to like go bail her out. Yeah. But I think like that's like, you go to a rehab or something like that and you're like, this is cool. Whoa, this is way more intense.
Yeah. You get there and it's all like free food, like smoking cigarettes. And then you watch like a grown man cry about his dad and you go, yeah,
this is gonna get real.
This is gonna get intense, huh?
You start looking at the end of your styrofoam cup. Use a little more juice.
Yeah,
it's gonna fucking stink.
I might need more coffee for this.
Check out Matt. He's fucking hilarious. He might be on the road with me when you see me live. So there's a reason to go to dansoder.com. Yep. But go to Matt Ross Comedy on
Matt Ross Comic on Instagram. It's got all my dates, all my videos.
Go follow him. He's hilarious.
Stuff,
at Matt Ross Comic on Instagram. Go follow him. He's hilarious. And thank you for listening.